There's a rocking chair carved from old oak wood, a tin sign saying life is good. Mason jars and candles warm in your palm. Everything whispers Susie's on.
Welcome to Susie on the Farm, where handmade dreams come true. From thrifted treasures to crafty creations, there's always something beautiful in the making. So come on in, feel the heart, and let your creativity bloom.
Susie on the Farm, handmade and upcycled home decor. Learn creative, budget-friendly ways to turn ordinary finds into extraordinary pieces. Plus, Susie on the Farm merch or online at susieonthefarm.com. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube for live events as well.
Susie's on the farm.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you enjoyed that little jingle that my neighbor wrote for me. We're going to get right into these thrift store makeovers. I picked up this cute little sugar and creamer at the thrift store on dollar days. Not crazy about the orange because I'm pretty sure they're cabbage leaves, which are all the rage right now, as we know. And I am going to make them look more like cabbage. So I'm using DIY paint in the color Monet's Garden. I'm giving each of them 2 coats, and on that top rim I'm just kind of following the line where the orange was. And now, before I do anything else, I'm sealing them up with a big top, and I'm going to let that big top dry. Once it's dry, I'm going to take some DIY white wax and I'm going to go over the whole thing. I really want it to stay in all those little cracks. Now, if I would have waited overnight before doing this, I probably wouldn't have had this happen. But as you can see, a little bit of the orange came through. So I just embraced that because I love all the different textures it gives. And I absolutely love this cute little sugar and creamer. I'd probably just use them for decor though. On to project number 2. I was at an estate sale recently and I found this plaster, I believe, praying hands. You can tell it's got lots of chips and dings in the paint, so I need to give it a little makeover. I'm using DIY Cottage Colors paint in the color Crockery, and y'all, this is quickly becoming one of my favorite off-white colors. It's just so creamy and really and truly looks like an old crock. Once the paint is dry, I'm coming back with another favorite of mine. This is Fusion Aging Wax. It's a dark wax, but I absolutely love the color, and it truly just makes everything look aged. Makes it look older. So I'm putting the wax all over, and then I'll take a paper towel, and because that Fusion paint has a built-in sealer, I can pretty much wipe off as much as I want, but I'm leaving a lot of it because, like I said, I absolutely love that aging wax, and I hope y'all do too. On to project number 3, and this one's a really easy one. At that same estate sale in the garage, I found this very worn out wallpaper brush. I love the bristles on these when they're dirty and crusty. I did, of course, clean it as good as I could, but there was still some great patina on it. Now I am using the new Wreath and Swags mold, and I'm taking some IOD air dry clay, but first I did dust the mold with some cornstarch. And now I am placing it while it's still wet so it will curve to all those surfaces onto the little handle here, pushing all the edges down. I'm taking some Titebond quick and thick glue and I'm using my finger to spread it all the way out to the edge of the mold. I really want this to stay stuck down. And now I'm gently tapping over all those places so as not to mess up the gorgeous detail of those molds. And I didn't even paint this one, y'all. I love the white on the dirty looking wood, which this one's actually plastic. I tied a little homespun bow at the top, and I think that just finished it up perfectly. we're all ready to make over number 4. And for this one, I picked up this close top and I only paid $2.99 for it. So you bet I was going to grab that one. It did, however, have this label on it, and I was hoping when I bought it that I could get it off with some alcohol, and as you can see, I was right. This is pure alcohol and it is coming right off. I had to rub just a little while, but then there was no trace of that gold. Speaking of the gold, I did love the gold, so we're going to add some more gold detail to it. But first, I have lots of little wood rounds in my stash, and this one fit that little cheese dome perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and, I don't like the color of this wood, I'm going to paint it with that crockery. And now these are some of the gold IOD gilded transfers. These little ones come from Petite's Ornaments, which I have a few left in here, but not many. So I need to be using that one up. I did add a little painter's tape to help this hold. And now when you're doing these gold transfers, I recommend going very slowly. I do have this sped up like 10 times, but I just stop and I make sure everything's down. I burnish it with my fingers and I just keep going until I get it all. And then I just take my fingers and make sure it is stuck down really good. For the base, I did another from the Petite Ornaments, and this one had lots of little bitty tiny leaves. So this one really took a long time, and you don't have to rub hard. You definitely rub very softly, but you have to hit every little single detail. And look at this, y'all. It turned out so beautiful. I love it. And I love the gold with the beige too. Wouldn't think that that would be great, but it turned out so beautiful. Makeover number 5 is this amazing little wooden shoe I found at the antique store. I only paid a couple of dollars for it, and as you can see, it is quite old. It needs some help. So I'm again using that wreath and swags, except for this time I'm doing the wreath. And this mold has tons of teeny tiny details. So it takes a little while and a little work to get all those edges cleaned up. I did get this one done, and before I turned it out, I put it into the freezer for about 15 minutes. And that really just helps me be able to remove it. It hardens it up just enough where I can remove it without messing anything up. And that's what I did, and look how beautiful it is. I love it. And it fits perfectly on the top of my shoe, covers that hole, gives it a little more stability. Again, I am using the Titebond Quick and Thick, putting a good healthy amount all over it, and then I'll use my finger to smooth it out everywhere. I want it super smooth on the back. I want it to go all the way to the edges because I don't want it seeping out, but I want everything stuck down really well. And now, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I am being super gentle with all of those edges. Only pressing just lightly down to make sure that everything makes good contact. I let it sit for maybe 15-20 minutes to let that glue set up a little bit. And now I'm taking a very soft bristle detail brush because, like I said, there are so many details in this mold, and I wanted to really make sure I got everything painted good. And even so, once it did dry, I let it sit overnight. I painted the whole thing. This is Fusion in the cover color Lavender Haze, in case you're wondering. And it is available on the website. But even after I let it did really good, I still had to come back and do a little touch up. And you guessed it, I am adding white wax over this mold to really show us all of those details. I like how you can wipe off on the top. You can see that purple, but you get that white. And now you could come back with some clear wax if there's too much, but I loved the look of this. I loved the aged look of it. I love all those details and the bows. It's just so sweet. our last project today is not really a thrift flip. This is my father-in-law's walking stick, and our neighbor made it for him, I think out of a spindle and some other wood pieces. It's very well made, but it's just a little boring. So he gave it to me to fix it up, and I thought, why not include it in this video? So I'm taking some Fusion stain and finishing oil. This is in the color Cappuccino, and I do have these on the website if you're needing them. You can put this over paint colors, or you can use it as a stain, and it's a great sealer. So I'm going to go ahead and stain the entire stick top to bottom. It's really big. I cannot get the whole thing in the screen, but once I got it all stained, then I'm going to take some recycled decoupage paper. I still wanted it to look like wood, so I'm using just some leftover pieces I had from the wood crate trolley and crate collage, I think. I'll try to link those below if I can remember. I had to let the stain dry, but once I got it dry, I took some of the Fusion, my brain just quit working, y'all. Does that ever happen to you? The words are not coming. Anyway, transfer gel. I took some Fusion decoupage and transfer gel, and I just went all the way around those straight parts. There's one at the top and one at the bottom. Like I said, I just want all different tones of wood on this, and I thought this decoupage paper was a great way to do that. So I did that on both of them. I let them dry. I sanded the little bit of excess off, and now on the knob up top, and there's also two little balls, I guess, in the middle and at the bottom. I painted those with Fusion in coal black. Now I'm taking a little bit more of that. I think this actually came from Etiquette's, which is another gold gilded transfer. It's just got all kinds of different little embellishments you can put on things, and I put some of those on the top, and to finish everything off, I went over it with some dark wax, and look at the character this has now. I hope my father-in-law loves it, and more importantly, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video and that it gave you lots of inspiration to go through your stash, make some of those things over. You can use just about anything in home decor with this cottage farmhouse love that we have. So if you need any painter products, don't forget you can get all of them at susieonthefarm.com, as well as many of these projects are also available on my website. Thank y'all so much for watching today's video. I will see you back here again next week. Hope you have a great night.